Excellent. Okay, our last one, strategy number 8, is a Jesus-shaped life. And as I think you're all familiar with, we think of Jesus' life in 3 dimensions: up with the Father, in with the disciples, and out with the world. And if discipleship is truly being formed by Christ, if follow me means model your life after mine and let my life shape yours, then up, in, and out will become increasingly the dimensions and the dynamics of our lives as well. And so in this season, it's just interesting to apply that fundamental template to our own lives, the lives of those that we're leading in our communities, and to really ask the question, what does a shaped life look like in a time of pandemic, in a time of quarantine and social isolation? And to really be kind of training your people to use this, to use Jesus as the model for how they're shaping their lives in this crazy, weird situation that nobody's ever faced before. And it's so easy for people to kind of default into what is the lowest common denominator, what is the easiest factor. And so, people are sitting at home watching Netflix or whatever, and missing so many opportunities that this season presents. And so what does it look like to really be stepping into the up dimension when you're isolated at home? In some ways, maybe that's the easiest one, because you can never isolate us from the Holy Spirit, right? God is always present, he's always there. But it would be a mistake to kind of just default to only seeing this as a time for developing spiritual disciplines, let's say. Again, as we talked about with relational orbits there are lots of opportunities with the people that we're physically sort of locked down with, but also with people that we can connect with like this online. And so what are the opportunities to develop intentional in rhythms? As we said, maybe use this as a chance to really press into discipleship. Um, but the one I think that's maybe the most challenging, that we might feel the least empowered to do, is out. And it would be a mistake to think of this as, okay, this is just an up and in season, and we'll have to wait to do out later until we can get out and mingle with people or whatever. No, again, that's not a Jesus-shaped life. And for church people, up and in is the default, right? We tend to resist out more than any of the other dimensions. And so what a great opportunity this is, again, going back to reframe the mission, to refocus on what is our true calling and how are we connecting with people. I know for me, we've built relationships on our blocks with our neighbors. And so this has been a great chance to, I've got a text thread of about 19 of my neighbors going. And early on, I started texting that group and saying, hey, how's everybody doing? This is what's going on with us. We're going to Costco tomorrow. Can we pick up anything for you? Does anybody have any needs? Is everybody healthy? All those kinds of things. So there's ways that we can continue to connect with our neighbors. I know for me, I've been working on my backyard. And so the neighbors on either side over the fence, we've been passing food and tools and different things back to each other over the fence. And so even that little bit of proximity with appropriate, hygienics and all, has been a great way to interact with our neighbors there. So in any case, it's just a great way to kind of continue to ask the question, what does it look like to live a Jesus-shaped life under these particular circumstances? And what a great way to kind of prepare people for continuing in that mindset after the season changes.